Norton seem to think that this deserves the Manx name, and that is a bold statement indeed. Today I'm going to be riding the Norton Manx R Signature on the road and on the circuit at Monte Blanco to see whether this represents the rebirth of Norton or whether it's just an expensive ornament for rich people in their climate control garages. I guess we'll find out. Right team, well in front of me I have something quite special. It is a Manx R first edition. This is the super trick level variant of Norton's Manx R collection. So what have we got? Well, there is a base model, the Manx R, which comes in at £20,250, and for that you get the Mazzocchi manually adjustable suspension, and you get the cast alloy rims, and it is Norton's kind of entry into this superbike kind of segment. Then you get the Manx R Apex, which starts from £24,750, and that comes with the Mazzocchi semi-active suspension and forged wheels. Then you've got the next step up in the variants. You have the Manx R Signature, which is the one that I will be riding today on the road and the track, and that is £38,750. That is big daddy money right there. And with that you get the same semi-active Mazzocchi suspension that's on the Apex, but this time you get some really trick and really sexy carbon wheels, along with a few other fancy bits as well. And then you've got this, which is just ridiculous. This is the Manx R first edition, and this is POA, price on asking. There's only 150 units of these made. They come with that semi-active suspension, they come with super sexy carbon wheels, they come with different calipers, they come with CNC billeted bits everywhere. It's just tricked up. Now this is an invitation only bike, so yeah, if you get one of these, you're very lucky.
The new Norton Manx R is powered by a 1200cc 72-degree V4, producing 206 brake horsepower and 130 Nm of torque, paired to a 6-speed gearbox with a bidirectional quick shifter as standard. Suspension comes from Mazzocchi and is either fully adjustable manual suspension on the base model or Mazzocchi semi-active suspension on some of the higher spec models, while braking is handled by Brembo high-pure calipers with Bosch cornering ABS. You also get a full electronic suite built around a 6-axis IMU, along with a touchscreen 8-inch TFT display with smartphone and GoPro connectivity. The bike also has a built-in tracker which isn't subscription based, it just comes with the bike. Seat height comes in at 840mm, fuel capacity is 14.5 litres, and depending on the model, the weight ranges from around 201 to 210 kilograms without fuel. When it comes to colour choices, Norton have given us a lot. Matrix Black and Trophy Silver are available across the entire range. Celestial Grey and Aqua Green are standard on the Apex, Signature and First Edition models, and a £500 option on a base bike. Carbon goodies are reserved for Signature and First Edition models, and Glacier Blue is exclusive to the First Edition, unless you choose it as a £500 option on the Signature.
Well, this bike is apparently 5 years in the making, and Norton have partnered with TVS as their parent company for the scalability and the financial backing to really just create a product that Norton are happy with. They're so focused on design and engineering, but to the point where engineering is not more important than design and vice versa. They really they see it as equal importance, hence why when you look at these bikes there are no visible fixing on the fairings at all, and a lot of work went in to the engineers communicating with the designers to figure out how to make that happen, and I think there's nothing like that on the market, which is really, really impressive. Now the road ride, I have had some fun on the road ride today. It's been absolutely amazing.
The thing that surprises me the most about the Norton Manx R on the road is just how approachable it actually feels. Because visually, this thing looks sharp, modern, almost futuristic in places. In some angles, it genuinely has the presence of a sleek electric superbike, but the second you fire it into life, any thoughts of it being clinical disappear immediately. The soundtrack is intoxicating. It's smooth, refined, almost sophisticated in the way that it delivers its power, but there's still some theatre to it. And when you start opening the throttle properly on the road, the torque feels absolutely ballistic. What I really like though is that Norton seemed to have found a really clever middle ground with this bike. It doesn't feel cold and hyperclinical, something like a BMW S1000RR, but equally it's not trying to constantly throw you off into the scenery like a full-blown Ducati Panigale V4S either. There's still drama, excitement and a noise that is divine. Under all that though, there's a level of composure and control to the way this thing puts the power down, which actually makes it surprisingly rideable on the road. Riding position plays into that as well. Yeah, it's sporty, you've got clip-ons, rear set pegs, and you definitely feel like you sat on something serious, but honestly, it's nowhere near as aggressive as I expected it to be. In fact, I'd probably go as far as to say that it feels less extreme ergonomically than even something like a Yamaha R7. The whole bike feels surprisingly roomy, well, certainly for me at my stature, and I never really found myself desperate to get off it, which isn't something you can say about most superbikes. The front end feel is excellent, there's loads of confidence there. The handling feels compliant, predictable, and far more forgiving than the styling might initially suggest. Power delivery is very linear, but at the same time there's always this underlying sense that the bike is waiting, absolutely ready to launch itself the second you ask it to. At lower speeds though, the bike displays some pretty typical superbike behaviour. You can tell it's not really happiest crawling through town traffic. Anything under 25 miles an hour and it starts to feel a bit luggy. Not unmanageable by any means, but clearly it wants to be moving and grooving. And being a superbike, it definitely runs hot. Out on track in full leathers at speed, you barely notice it, but riding through slower town sections in jeans, especially in 27-degree heat that we had to ride in, you absolutely feel the temperature coming off the exhaust rooting onto your right leg. The clutch itself is fairly heavy too, although realistically with the quick shifter and auto blipper working most of the time, you barely find yourself using it anyway unless you're stopping and starting. Downshifts were consistently smooth, although I did occasionally notice a slight hesitation and lag on some of the upshifts. But honestly, the biggest highlight for me on the road might actually be the brakes. The braking performance on this thing is unreal. I've never ridden on these Brembo high pure calipers before, and oh my gosh, the stopping power is there. And whilst the stopping power is there, probably more importantly, is the confidence. I feel like the harder you push on them, the more the bike just seems to settle underneath you, rather than becoming nervous or unsettled, and the brakes are just really, really good. Overall, there's probably a few ways that I can describe the bike as a whole: exciting, theatrical, and very, very fast. But underneath it all, it's actually surprisingly manageable. Right, let's have a quick sound check, and then take it to the track.
Alright guys, well I'm about to head out on track on Norton's Manx R Signature. Now I don't have any other cameras set up because I can't mount it to anywhere, it just keeps spinning round on here. So you're just going to have to get some first person POV, but hopefully that's enough. I'll talk to you about my feelings on this bike. I've got a feeling it's going to be a lot. Oh yeah, boy. This is a horrible one. I'm going to brake quite early for this because I'm not a fan of it. Wasn't too bad there though. That was alright. And on the gas! Woohoo! Up we go! Scary, scary, Maddie! Yes! We got it! Now power! I think 260 is about as much as my little gas is willing to go. It's hard to hold on, let me tell you. And then under braking, holy shamoly, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm finding my flow. I'm finding my feet. I'm finding my feels. I just wish I had more visibility with a race helmet and not a sporty road one, as it's really killing my style and visibility. Nice, drive it out. Yeah, boy! Quite a sharp bend. Ooh. I have to push back to readjust the old body position. I'm getting much better at this bend. Makes me feel better. The old caught the throttle then and it sent it. Woo! Lucky. You don't want that to happen. It shows how delicate this throttle is, like so responsive. You don't have a friggin' whiskey throttle in Norton Manx R, signature at that. £38,000. Like, come on, Kate, sort yourself out. Not quite then. I was too flummoxed. Woohoo! Holy balls, baby! Haha! Felt rear tire doing rear tire things then. Oh! Oh yes, I'm getting in my flow now. Less terrified, more happy, more vibey. But I will never truly enjoy this corner. On the brakes, release the brakes, get the speed red when you're round. Drive it out. I'm no Chad, am I? But I am Kate. And without the tortoise, there would be no hair. On the brakes. Damn, Daniel. Coming at you with the white bands. Right, try not to run on here, that was scary. Bloody hell. It's so funny because I'm trying to get the picture. I bet the video footage is going to look absolutely janky as hell with me trying to get the old knee down shot. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. We did it! Checkered flag, so try and bring it in one piece, Kate. That's what we want. Okay, let's go. Chilling out a bit on this lap because it's getting harder and harder to hold on as the laps go by, because under braking I'm literally just doing everything I can to then get my weight back, because it's a lot, man. It's a bloody lot. Meow. Alright. Second gearage, release. God, I can't see anything with this bloody helmet. Missed it. Oh well. That would have been a perfect knee down shot as well. I just couldn't do it. But it's alright because I'm hanging out my backside. And that's fine. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm literally trying to wrestle 206 brake horsepower, but not only that, all the torque in the land, it's all available. Well, 77% is available from like 5,000 RPM. It's a bloody lot, man. It's a bloody lot. But we made it. Oh, I'm finding my groove now. I'm finding my groove. I'm feeling much better. Oh my gosh, this thing has so much power and so much torque. I am struggling to hold on. And especially on this start-finish straight, it's like, why? You just open and then just to go to, and like, and just slide all the way forward to push back. It's a lot, but I am enjoying it. It's so fun. I'm finding my flow on the track. I'm enjoying it. A few cheeky knee downs for a change. I've not done that in a few years, so yeah, life is good. No complaints here. Right guys, well, I am in from a day riding the Norton Manx R Signature Edition on the road and on the track, and honestly, what a day it has been. This bike has exceeded my expectations. I absolutely love the way that they have managed to blend like futuristicness with nostalgia. Like, if you look at this, it looks like it could almost be an electric bike with how like sleek it is and the lines, just how they flow. But then you look at the back end of this bike and it looks almost like a games console or a record player that you might have seen in your mum and dad's house when you were growing up, or certainly for me, who was born in the 90s. So yeah, I think firstly it's absolutely stunning. I love the lights, how they start up. I like the 8-inch TFT dash that's touchscreen, and everything is quite intuitive with this. It's just lovely. But the main thing, the main event, is that engine. Oh my gosh, it's actually a bit of a shame that you can't see more of it, because as nice and sleek as this is, it's like a slippery dolphin. That V4 is lovely, and I would have loved to have seen it. But yeah, the bike, oh God, it's addictive. The sound is ruckus, the sound is raw, the engine packs a punch, 206 brake horsepower, 130 Nm of torque. it's a lot and it really delivers. And I feel like when you ride it, particularly on track, it's very theatrical, it's very involving. And I touched on this on the road. You know, it doesn't feel clinical like an S1000RR, but it also doesn't feel as kind of like peaky and aggressive as like an Italian stallion, if that makes sense. So this is just a beautiful middle ground. And yeah, I still think it feels quite British, which is nice. Brakes are mint, suspension's been mint on the ones we've been riding, albeit I can't talk about the base model with the manually adjustable Mazzocchi suspension because we've had the fancy trick semi-active stuff on the Signature. But yeah, it's just been fantastic now. Like everything, I've got pros and I've got cons, so I'll pop them on the screen now after I've got back to the hotel, had a think about what I don't quite like, because it is difficult, because I've really quite fell in love with this bike, but I'll do my best to give you some well-rounded pros and cons. All right, team, what do you think about this bike? Were you surprised with the price when they announced it for the base model? Just a touch more than £20,000? Honestly, I think it's very competitive within its class, and I'm excited to see where Norton go in the future. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed that review. I've enjoyed filming it, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye.